Hi, everybody. It is the one, it is the only Gracie Love. Peace and blessings to you guys. Happy Saturday. I am so excited to be here with you guys this Saturday. It has been an incredible just time since the last time that I came on with you guys. And so it has just been nothing but blessings on top of blessings. Today's episode is very exciting and special to me. I get to have on a couple of the people from the field cast, meaning they were on the field during the Super Bowl halftime performance with the one and only Usher. Yes. And I was a part of that crew too. We had such an amazing time being a part of this Super Bowl halftime experience. And so again, I am just very excited to be having these guys on with me and us sharing our experiences and some of the juicy secrets that you don't hear on anywhere else on all the other gossip places out there. So I'm again really excited. I'm going to go ahead and bring on everybody. Hi guys.
Hello.
Oh, what's goody? What's goody?
What is good? Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I was letting everybody know that we were considered the field crew cast, and we got to participate in performing during the halftime Super Bowl performance with Usher and everybody else. So, will you guys take a second? We'll start in the corner with AJ, and then we'll go down and then to the right. So will you guys introduce yourselves and just tell everybody what it is that you do? What makes you great?
Introduced and what was that last part?
And just tell everybody what it is that you do. What makes you great?
Okay. Man, first on the spot. Always lucky me. Let's see. I am AJ Carter. Please just call me AJ though. I am chilling out here in Los Angeles. My homie Edwin and Monet, we were discussing that earlier. I am a professional dancer, and I guess that actually answers the question in and of itself. Because dance really is me. It's how I express myself. It's by far the healthiest like creation and outlet and kind of that energy flow of everything going on internally inside me. One way, shape, form, or another kind of gets translated into dance, into movement, into really feeling alive and in the moment. So that's a little bit about what makes me kind of who I am and what makes me great.
Absolutely. Nick.
Who that, Monet or me?
Monet. Put it down a little bit, Monet. Let's see the whole face. Here you go. Now we got you, girl. Go ahead, Monet. Oh, she can't hear us. No, we can't hear you. Maybe jump back and log back in. Make sure you add your volume. Okay, we'll go to you, Edwin, while she fixes her microphone.
Okay. So I'm Edwin. I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, born and raised Pennsylvanian. Dance is a part of my everyday, and I can't say that I'm a professional. So that was one sense of me being at the halftime show that was a little different than everybody else that was experiencing it. They were there, probably knowing everything that they needed to do, and all the moves y'all had to make. Um, I've helped with the Super Bowl in the past, I'd say 5 years, but I've only done 2 other ones. My passion and what makes me great is that I don't give up, and I don't believe quitting is a sport. So I feel like the best option is to succeed as far as you can go until the wheels fall off. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Hey. So everybody already knows me, but for you guys that just met me, I do a lot out here in Vegas. I started this podcast about 6 years ago, and I started on Hot 702 100.5 FM. Shout out Ikari. She is a Black radio owner out here, one of the only Black woman radio owners out here. So she started this online radio and gave me a
Amazing.
chance. And 2 years ago, I started doing it from home, and it's just been fabulous ever since. I've written a book, I've done modeling, I got music out, and so it's just been one big fantastic thing. And I'm just really glad that I jumped on this experience and got to meet you guys. I thought it was a scam at first. I'm keeping it real. They sent this email out during work, and I'm like, oh no, this is a phishing email. I'm gonna end up with a virus or something. But it was legit, and I'm so glad that I took the chance and I took the faith, because a lot of people was like, oh, because of the hours and, didn't want to miss work. And I'm glad I was like, see you later, work. I'll check you later. And they use my hours, because I missed out on something very, very incredible. And it was just the people there was just incredible. The staff was really cool. Shout out to Rashad. He gave the homie an ice pack. I needed it one day. He saved me at rehearsals. So I'm just very fortunate to be placed in the circle that I was placed in. So I want to ask you, let me start with you, Edwin. What was your experience like? How did you find out about this halftime experience, and what was your audition like?
So I found out about it because I'd already had previous years of putting the stage together for the Super Bowl. And it was something that I always felt. I started doing that because when my mother passed away, I needed something to honor her life and honor the son that she created. And I wanted to do that the most powerful way possible. And for some reason, God gifted me the opportunity to put together Shakira and J-Lo's stage. So after I knew I was on that field, on the Shakira and J-Lo stage, I kind of realized, oh, this is a little bit bigger than I apprehended for it. Like I really thought everybody thinks they're a little pawn. We're not. We're a lot bigger than we think we are. It's just how we perceive the world, and then we don't let what the world perceives us as affect us. So to continue to move forward, I just continued that. I wanted to do the weekend. I wanted to go to Mary J, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem. I wanted to do that one, but COVID kind of held me back from that because it's a lot of money you got to put out. Especially if you coming from a whole nother side of the continent.
That's right.
So I really learned that, the money didn't matter as long as I was being myself and being productive. But the dance aspect of this version of what we had to do here really pertained to me because it was more freestyle. I feel like there was some spots where we were supposed to, line up or whatever, not line up, but that it was more
be in a certain order.
Yeah, self-creator.
Mm-hmm. Monet, I'm gonna go to you next, so you can introduce yourself and what it is you do, and then how did you get involved in this?
Well, I work at a call center currently, and I found out about the whole Super Bowl thing. I actually found out about it from TikTok. So, I watched, the whole experience with Rihanna. I was like, I could do that. And so, after the Rihanna experience, all the people in the white coats was on TikTok talking about it. And there's people that was talking about, how they applied for it and stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to do that, too. So, that's how I did it.
Nice.
I'm glad
AJ,
you did.
what about you did it? Right. Glad you did those leaps. And AJ, how did you get into it? How did you hear about this experience?
Actually, I'm a professional dancer. However, exact same thing. Actually, remember last year I was thinking about. I'm like, man, I wonder what it takes to step into those type of auditions. And then it happened. I saw all the white suits pop up on TikTok. I'm like, Jesus, if I'd have known the process was like that, or if I had rather the resources or the awareness beforehand, I could have done that. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to miss it this year. And
well, you did it. You did it now.
So it was like absolutely crazy. And it's actually also ironic because what I originally thought I was doing was more of like what some of the dancers like be like when he first started the number or when he brought on stage. That's kind of what I more had pictured. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's kind of have some adjustment. Let's readjust. And Gracie, that's what I was talking to you a lot about. I'm like, I'm having to readjust my expectations and don't accidentally like get so attached to an outcome that I throw everything else out the window.
So that kind of takes you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, AJ.
No. I was like, to say the least, like everyone said, this was an experience, and yes, I also found it off of TikTok too.
So that's crazy. The different ways we were all able to get onto this opportunity. And I want to just kind of touch on what Edwin said. Like, you know, a lot of people came out here. They weren't so much worried about the money or the pay. They wanted the experience because a lot of people like you guys, you know, came out from different cities. I think it was some people from Hawaii that came out. I mean, people really came out to be a part of that experience. And so, you know, that just made me want to, me being somebody who only 25 minutes away, how truly special it is to be a part of this for you guys, because you have to come out here with you know, knowing what you were going to do. If you've never been to Vegas before, this is your first time, you really had to navigate through. We a different kind of city out here in the desert. Now, was that hard for you guys to get around the city?
I'll say it was because like Uber and stuff, that was just like a lot of money. It, you know, it adds up over time.
I actually would say so and so mainly because I lost my car June of last year, so I've been a public transportation warrior to say the absolute least. Is the last like eight or so, like 7-8 months, and going there, I felt just how robust LA's public transport system is compared to Vegas. I'm like, I felt that in that regard because there were plenty of times when the bus decided to show up 20 minutes late, 40 minutes late, whatever. And again, I get it, the shortage, whatever, like power to the people, I get it. In the same token, it's like, you know, after, you know, whatever else after we break and leave, I'm like, well, I'm then there either walking however long or waiting an extra 20, 40 hour, whatever else for public transportation. So other than that, I'd say not. It was so to get around, especially like within walking distance of most what you would do in Vegas, you know, like the Strip and whatever else. So.
Right, and how they
what
had
about
to keep us like separated too, because I was still talking at least to a little bit of. I wasn't letting information out, but I was talking to the people that I worked with the stage crew. And they weren't even letting me know where they were, you know, putting stuff together or working on things. So I wasn't letting them know where I was, you know, when we had to go to that field and stuff like that. Yeah. So to me, that was very awkward too, because not knowing Las Vegas, but then also having to navigate through it. Thankfully, for some reason, I was placed in the place. I had 3 different places that I stayed at. And in the beginning, it was right near that field we started at. And then so on. Once I went to a new place, it was just strange how close I was to everything once we needed to be there. It's like my ESP works. I do have a little bit of that, but I don't always use it.
And so, okay, so moving forward, now you get picked. Well, what was your audition song? Can I be nosy and know what your audition song was? Mine was Superstar. That's my favorite Usher song. So I almost fell out, girl, when he started singing that. That is my jam. So I auditioned with Superstar. Monet, what did you audition with? What song did you use?
I chose Red Light.
Oh, that's another one. That's from the special edition, the deluxe edition. You got What about you, Edwin? What song did you choose?
So I didn't choose just a song. I did his latest performance for iHeartRadio. So I did a medley, and it was Oh My God, and I forget the full medley, but there were 3 songs in it. I knew that they said we had only 1 minute or whatever they said. So I said, well,
right.
I should try to get a medley together. And I wasn't finding any online. So I went to one of his performances, and It was the latest iHeartRadio performance, where also is in the desert. So my audition was only about a minute 20 seconds. I didn't think I was gonna
Yeah,
get
because you
picked.
had to introduce yourself and then do the little spin around, and then you
Yeah,
had the
or do
30
the side
seconds.
turn profile. I said, this is
Right.
like I'm at, yeah, you know.
Mm-hmm.
America's Next Top Model. Like,
Mm-hmm.
AJ, what song did you choose?
That was the first one he said, OMG.
Oh, nice. Now, I was kind of thinking, because I was trying to figure out how did they pick these people. But Monet, you said you did Red Light. And so I was thinking at first maybe they chose us by if you did your audition song based off of one of the songs he was going to perform. But obviously I was wrong. So I am very curious to know how did they pick people to do it. But I'm glad they picked who they picked. And so now that you are picked, you get your confirmation email that you didn't got picked. What was that first audition, that first rehearsal like for you? Because I was completely nervous. I was wondering if I was even in the right place because having to drive around there. And luckily it was a long line and I ended up on time, but I was just completely blown away. I was a little nervous because, again, like you guys said, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know if I was really going to be having to learn a choreograph dance or what it was that we really were going to be doing, because it didn't give much specific. When you went in the plot. So what was your mindset that AJ, when you first? I have to adjust a little bit, or is that my internet? Okay, we'll switch it. Go ahead, Edwin. Go ahead. Tell me what your was. Let
It's
her
definitely mine.
readjust for a second.
Okay, so repeat it again. I'm sorry. You asked.
What was it like that first rehearsal when you got there? What did you feel like? What was that?
I was nervous because, like I said, I had put the stage together for 2 different shows, and I never had been casted to actually be out on the field during the whole time. The other stage I put together was Rihanna's. So with that being said, there was a high level of expectation from myself. You can't get no higher than Rihanna. Like there's no if you can't perform for her and do a good job, then I don't know what your purpose in life is. That's just my own opinion. So with that, when I went to the first rehearsal, I was kind of nervous because I saw a lot of professionals, like whether they were professional in their own field of dance or if they were just dancers in general. I was kind of nervous because I didn't quite fit into that. At home here, I work just a normal, it's a Monday through Friday, normal job, nothing crazy like dancing. So it was important to me to try to make connections or make friends with people that I necessarily might feel out of my realm or something like that. So I decided that was the case, that I'm going to step out of my realm and try to figure out where I am with these dancers.
Mm-hmm.
And what was that? What was that like for you, Monet? That first day, what was your nerves like?
Yeah, I was similar. I was like, I'm not really a dancer. I'm just like somebody that said, let me just try it to see if it works, see how it goes, just to have the experience. So that first day, I was like, I don't know, like you said, I don't know if I'm going to be learning a routine. I'm like, I hope I don't be learning something crazy. But yeah, and then I get up there and it's like, yeah, everybody's like, oh yeah, I've been dancing for years. And I'm like, oh, these are dancers. And I'm just somebody that said, let me try it. Yeah.
And what about you, AJ? Oh, there we go. What about you, AJ?
Wi-Fi is acting up over here.
Oh, that's cool. It be like that. There you go. Yeah.
Um, and you mind repeating the question one more time?
How was it that first day? What was it like? What was going through your mind that first rehearsal?
Okay, cool. So, again, my expectation was like full choreography. So, the first day really was a lot of time was just trying to figure out paperwork. I came and then they put me to the back of the line where while they figured out some other questions I had. And then they confirmed my spot here, and hey, it's cool, whatever, still get the experience, you can pay it. I'm like, all right, cool. So for me, the experience was more so just making sure, like, a mental kind of adjustment, and making sure that my expectations, are really more out there, and just kind of trusting to, okay, now I truly don't know what to expect, because I am a professional dancer, so I'm expecting full choreography, and there's something different going on, instead of just sitting here panicking and breaking down, just, hey, taking this negatively or going home, like, there were some people that did, like, what, let me again stick it out, because it still goes on the resume. It's still a heck of an experience. Like, it's still something I have the memorability I'm staring at right now, like, I take with me forever. So it was definitely, the first day was just like, I know I'm getting myself into something. Maybe some stroke of luck works out and I end up with exactly what happened. So.
I agree with you guys. With me, I'm not a dancer. That's one of the things I don't do yet. But
No, you
so
did. We all did.
I am now.
We
I'm
all
a dancer
did.
now.
We're all professional in some sort of way. I mean, we didn't mess up the show.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, we made it what it was.
I know that's right. And I want to get into that a little bit later with you guys, because, it was a whole bunch of rumors about what's going on and what happened. But, that first couple performances being at the Heritage Park, and that is a very nice park. Actually, I've had the chance to be down there. And so to be out there in the park, I was like, okay, I was expecting to be there the whole time. I didn't know what we were going to be doing. But when we were out that first night in the park and with the weather and stuff, I'm like, man, how we going to get through these cold nights out here in the park?
Extra cold.
It was some cold nights, man. And like I was telling you guys earlier, even us out here in Las Vegas was like, what's going on with this weather? We're not used to these back-to-back rainy days in February. So I was very happy that we only had those 2 rehearsals out in the park. And then following that, we were at the stadium. So let me move on to that. What was that like to be at the stadium? For me, it was a incredible opportunity. I've gotten to be inside the Allegiant Stadium 3 times, which is a blessing. Okay. The first time I tried to audition for the Raiders cheerleaders. So I got to go inside and be on the field that time. The next time I got the pleasure to be in the stadium, we went to see Beyonce. Oh, somebody calling me. We went to see Beyonce at the Allegiant Stadium, me and my daughter. I won those tickets because I couldn't afford Beyonce, but I was fortunate enough to win Beyonce tickets, and it was my daughter's first concert. So we went and seen Beyonce, and then being able to go this third time to actually be a part of the Super Bowl. So it has been a blessing for me to even be able to enter the Allegiant Stadium, because you got to pay to go up in there. They don't let people just go up in the Allegiant Stadium. Okay, they don't play that. And so, what was it like for you guys to be a part of being inside of that stadium? Go ahead, Monet. Let's start with you.
I would say it was pretty cool. It was like when I first got there, of course they give us the little lunch as soon as we get there.
Right. That Jersey Mike's and Panera, boy.
I swear. I'm sitting in there. I'm like, it's like once I seen the stage and the lights and all that stuff, I'm like, I feel like that's when it hit me. Like, yo, I'm really gonna be in the Super Bowl. Like, that's when it hit me.
Go ahead, Edwin. What was it like for you?
So for me, I really felt a it was almost like a sigh of relief because every time that I've done the Super Bowl, it usually falls on the anniversary date of my mother's passing. So it's a surreal moment for me. I believe the first time that they left us in to go to the stadium, that's when I realized, Mom, we're doing this again, Mom. Like, I'm not going to stop doing this because she has given me the gift of perseverance and determination. And a lot of mothers, they expect you to do the greatest that you can do. My mom never expected me to do any more than what I am. And that's what made me proud to be standing on that field for Usher and for my mom and with all of you guys, because it solidified my connection with our higher being. And it means just don't give up on yourself, because a lot of people, I think, they get these opportunities or they think, hey, I don't, like AJ said earlier, I don't know where to find these opportunities and stuff. Sometimes those opportunities find you, or sometimes it's not meant for you to find that opportunity until it's time. So when I did that audition and they said I was accepted, there was no doubt I was going to try to dance for Usher. Whether he saw me or not, I was going to make sure he's, knew I was in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. AJ, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the ball to you now. What was it like being in the stadium? Oh, I think we lost AJ.
So
AJ, readjust your position.
can you hear me?
Yep.
There we go. Now come on, baby.
Okay, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so it's just it was big, abundant, like lights everywhere, cameras everywhere, people everywhere, seats everywhere, concessions everywhere. Like food is extremely abundant, huge. It was nice having it being an indoor stadium, so it was climate controlled. But it was just huge. Of course, you have on there. Hurry. Just I think I think it was well worth the connections we got to make. Just watching everything that went into this, like 100% everything that went into this production, from us to the setup crew, the lights, and of course choreographer, dance, come together and real the abundance, to the awe.
I agree with you guys. Like I said, I had been there prior, but there was nothing like being there for the Super Bowl. That energy was crazy. It was just a whole different feel. So I want to get into a little bit of the secrets, because we were told that we wouldn't see the artist until that Tuesday or that Tuesday, correct? And Usher was there rehearsing with that whole time, that from the start of when we started at Allegiant Stadium. And that to me was a dream come true. Let me share with y'all truth about her. When I was in middle school, I was absolutely in love with Usher. My friends would cut out stuff from the magazines, put them in a little package for me, bring it to school for me. I had him all over my wall, baby. I was absolutely obsessed with Usher, okay? And so to have him be there and be next to him and be rehearsing with him, it was dream come true. You know what I mean? I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity. And, you know, to touch kind of on what Edwin said, it was a lot of people who feel like, you know, I do a lot of things. Like I said, I do this podcast, I sing, I model, I act, I do a whole bunch, a lot of things. And so I have 2 kids, okay, and I work for the city of Henderson out here. And I, you know, so a lot of people feel like you too busy, you do too much. You know, some people felt like, you know, I shouldn't have took this opportunity because I have so much going on. And you know, I just want to encourage people, and I'm going to ask you guys this again at the end, but I want to encourage people, like you said, to take these opportunities. Because if I would have got that email from my job and I would have said, you know what, I can't do it because that interferes with my work hours. You know, I got these kids, I got to go home and cook dinner and do homework. And not to say like, you know, those things are important in my life and those are top priority. But I'm saying I didn't let those things hold me back from a great opportunity. And a lot of times people will try to make you feel guilty that you're not spending enough time in this part of your life or that part of your life because you choose to chase your dreams. And as an entrepreneur, that's who I'm meant to be. That is my purpose in life. My purpose in life is to entertain people and to bring a platform where people can show how great they are and why they are great. And if I don't take these opportunities and if I don't do these extra things, I'm gonna miss out. I would have missed out on Usher, baby. I would have been kicking myself in the butt had I had listened.
And you are not. And you're here with us, which is even better. That's because I think that too, the connections that I've made with, you never know how long those connections are going to last. But I'm going to say one thing. The people right now in this group chat, this is another form of the connection that goes further because we've chosen to be here. And I do feel like those connections, whether they were good or bad, because there were times I was in line and, you know, nobody wanted to talk to nobody or, people thought they were better than people.
Yes, there was a couple people I'm like, hey, but I'm not messing with your energy. I see what kind of energy you on, and I'm not on that energy. I'm here to have a good time.
And I'm just here to bring a good time. So, and especially for Usher, because he's not just a normal performer. Okay, he started from way younger than any of these performers, even these Mickey Mouse performers. Like, I really feel like for us to do something like this solidified the future of, because I've heard a rumor recently that it's not going to be Rock Nation doing next year's. Ooh. Have you guys heard that?
No, I haven't.
No, but that was a lot.
So it could be wrong. They don't know.
Mm-hmm. And that was a lot of things too. People were saying, you know, that, you know, because they wanted Beyonce to come out and everything. And, you know, I'm just thinking in my head, no, it's because Rock Nation is a part of it. But because you didn't see Rock Nation's name, it was all Apple Music presents the halftime show. You know what I mean? But no, Jay-Z was a big fish in there. He was there almost every day. You see, and he was tall as heck. I didn't realize Jay-Z was so tall. My goodness.
I just can't wait till this documentary come out, and I don't know when or how or whatever, but I'm hoping that all 4 of us are in it. If not all of us are in it. I know all of us are going to be in it. Some people were interviewed. I myself, I wasn't interviewed, but I know that I was making sure I was giving heart signs and I was definitely giving peace signs to that camera anytime it was around.
My love sign. So Monet, what was it like for you when we got to the stadium and you seen Usher there and we was performing with him? What was that like for you?
It was surreal. Like, it was like when you're sitting there and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm doing a halftime show with Usher, and then he comes out. It's like, oh, that's Usher. Like, you're like,
that ain't a stand-in.
Like, exactly. It's like, what? Because the first day he came out, you know, he had on like this black outfit and like had a hat on that had like some sparkles on it. And I'm like, that's Usher. And everybody was like, no, that's not him. He's not supposed to be here. I'm like, first of all, you don't just walk around with a hat that got diamonds on it. Like, that's not just a normal thing. And it took them forever to still be like, oh, okay, that is Usher. I'm like, I've been telling y'all that. But yeah, it was really surreal though.
What about you, AJ? What was that like? Because like she said, we didn't think he was gonna be there till like Thursday, because that's when I was really thinking he was gonna be there for that real live performance. So when you seen him that day, AJ, what was going through your mind?
Just this one particular day.
Well,
Just
whatever
was
your
about-
thoughts was, it was that first day, because that first day he was there, we didn't know he was gonna be there.
No, it was funny because I was trying to figure out whether they were doing the placement double or the real person. So he just popped up out of nowhere. And I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I mean, they said he wasn't supposed to be here, so I'm assuming that's the double. But I mean, that double has studied and done his homework, and his moves and they're identical. So I'm like, I'm really impressed here. And then they're like, no, actually, here's the man himself. And then it's just that's why I asked if you were talking about just this day, because then it seemed like every day that passed, someone else came up. Like we saw Blue Ivy and Jay-Z. Eventually Luda showed up. When what's his name? When Lil Jon walked down the stage, he actually fist bumped me as he walked by. Like it's just seeing, and this is actually one thing I'm really, really grateful, because I spent so much of my time like looking up to them. That's what we all do. But it's like with this experience, I definitely felt like, especially after fist bumping Lil Jon like that, I felt more like, oh, I'm not just like, oh, I'm so happy to be in your presence and I felt like, no, I'm literally just like you. I'm starting my humble roots. I'm making my experience. I'm doing whatever else. Like I'm entertaining and doing, I'm adding my energy to this. And I'm just like you. Like it was an honor to share the stages now. Like that's kind of more what it felt like. And it was really cool because like I realized that I now see myself as equal to everyone instead of kind of me being inferior or kind of afraid to take space. I'm like, no, I am up in this bad boy. I'll watch my language here, but I'm up in this bad boy. Like I'm big time. I deserve to be here. So it's just like watching just the man himself, and then just her like walk through that first time, just Alicia Keys, like fine, like just I'm like, there's a lot of talent in here, and if I didn't deserve to be here, this opportunity wouldn't have came a knock. So I'm like, I just, whoo, holy, it's just a lot to take in,
Yes, and that's how I felt. Like she said, when we got in, Usher was there, and then the next day it was just different people every day. When I seen Blue Ivy and Jay-Z, I'm like, oh, whoa, up in here. And then to see Alicia Keys, she had on that beautiful, she was wearing that Dolce & Gabbana for some days. People don't know that she had that on for some days, baby. They was sweating up in that Dolce & Gabbana, okay? But she looked fabulous. And I remember being so close, and I am a big Alicia Keys fan, okay? I got her book when she wrote her book, Tears for Water, girl. I loved me some Alicia. So to see her on stage, to be next to her when they're taking those photos that you see when she's standing there on stage all like this, we was right there when they was taking those pictures of her. We got to see her and hear her when she was in her little tent, and she was me, la la la, and doing all her little vocal trainings. It was incredible because like I said, who would have ever thought I'd have the chance to see Alicia Keys, right? I don't even know the last time Alicia Keys was in a concert, did a performance, did anything out here in Vegas, okay? And to be up and close to see her, I could see the nails that she had on her. I could see her set of nails. She had a banging set of nails, and I was just overjoyed, like you said, that I could be around these people who I've dreamed to see. Her, I missed her when she came out here, but I love her. I had my hair slicked up in a ponytail. I got a little purple guitar. I was trying to be her a few years back, and so to see her come out on stage, and I had no idea she had a part of Confessions. So that was something that was incredible to know that some of these artists who we think are just coming into the game, they've been doing this for years, baby. They are seasoned in this game. And then I seen 2 years ago when her was younger, she did like a performance of one of the national anthem songs when she was younger. So for her, that was a big experience to go from that to now being on stage with Usher. I think it was an incredible experience for everyone who got to participate. Monet, I'm gonna throw it to you. What was that? Did I already throw it to you? You didn't get a chance to answer.
I don't know.
Look,
I can chime back in. Cause yeah, with her, I was surprised with her because I've been a big her fan before because when she first came out, she actually went by her actual real name, her like actual like
Mm,
I don't know if that's her government name, but she went by a different name. And she
mm.
actually, I think the first time I actually seen her perform, she was like I think maybe like 12 or 11, and she was actually performing Alicia Keys' song, like on some type of platform, and she was playing the piano, and she was singing that the Some People Want It All song. I forgot the name of it,
Yeah,
but yeah. So it was like it's like that's like a big moment for me because I'm like I seen her transition from like her stage name to like her changing into her, and like growing
mm,
up, that was really big.
mm. Go ahead,
Hmm.
Edwin. Go ahead and take it over. We're gonna wrap this question up with you. What was that like, man?
Okay. To be in the room with everyone, including us, us four here, and everyone we got to work with, but even the bigger names. And I'm just gonna touch on like how we said earlier. We might feel like we aren't as big as these people. They are just like us. So to see some of the faces and uh, go be near people that are probably worth 10 million more than whatever I'm worth, but still be able to be subtle and be in placement of where I am, really taught me that nobody's better than anybody. And,
Mm,
and, and we're all trying to, in the end game, we're all trying to benefit one person. I'm not saying that we're all benefiting Usher because we were helping out the NFL, we were helping out Apple Music. We were helping out a whole entity of things, Rock Nation, and the people that put the stage together. But it was a very important thing to me to be humble when I was surrounded by these people because
absolutely.
there's not too many people that can be in a room with them. Even if they
Mm,
don't say a word to you, you don't need them to say a word to you. They're still in the room with you. They know who's in the room with you, like, or with
that's
them, if you get what I'm saying. They're not going to be in that room if they don't know who's in that room. So to
right.
me, I was very humbled and graciously abiding by any rule. Like when they said no phone or whatever, I was leaving that phone in the car, or
Right.
even like I didn't feel a need for it because I wanted to experience it fully, like
That's
how a person would experience it back maybe in the 60s, 70s, 80s, back before nobody had phones and you just had to go out there and do whatever they told you and make it happen. So yeah,
right.
no, I
Like
was
I think
graciously
the
humbled
real
by all of it, meeting people or whatever, all of the people, whether you met them or not, if you waved to them or fist bumped them, you know what I mean? You still were in the room with them, and that's all that matters.
and to take it real quick, I think I was reading, they before Michael Jackson did his sometime in the 90s, they was doing like in living color during the halftime show and doing live commercials of in living color. And so it was really during Michael Jackson when he did the Super Bowl is really when it took that turn. But like you said, to be just in that room and be in that moment was absolutely just incredible I give the shout out really to the stage crew. I think the stage crew are the real MVPs because they have to put all that stuff together and take it down so fast. Like, it was never for me to be out there just jumping up and down and learning where to stand on the field. But to actually do that physical work to me, like you said, that really humbled me and learning, what the experience is really like to be in the Super Bowl because we just see the performance real quick. We don't understand how much work really goes into it. And so like it humbled me to the fullest, just to the people that go behind the scenes and do all of the work. It really, really humbled me. What about you, AJ? How did you feel, being seeing all those different stars and having everybody come out and just being a whole surprise because we didn't know who was coming when and everything. So what was that like seeing, some of those people?
I do believe I started this one off. However, I will love to add. I think just feeling like, for me, I think, let me see how I want to phrase this. It's like the highest amount of excitement is kind of like what I felt when I initially found out myself. Like the first time I saw Usher, the first time Luda came out, John, wasn't Jermaine Dupri up there? Her, like just seeing like one by one, like my side like, oh my gosh, da da da, and then kind of as the practices went on, as the days went on, it kind of, I'm not gonna say shrank. I'll say it definitely shifted to more of, again, just that mutual respect. Like, you know, they told, I think the first time they brought out either Usher or Lisa Keys, they're like, you know, just remember, we're all in here on the same team. So there's no fangirl and no ook and whatever. Like, we're all on the same team. It's just, I've heard that so many times in the past, and I'm like, yeah, right, are you crazy? Like, you know who this is? Now it's like, no, man, like, on an internal level, I understand that. Like, I respect that. I accept that. It's like, no, there's truly no one more person bigger than the other. Yes, Usher has the awesome move. Yes, he has the amazing voice. And if it was just Usher on that stage and anything else, I mean, how would he even have the stage if it was just him to set it up? Like, how would he have, you know, this, that, and the other? Like, the microphones, the lighting, you know, the dance team, everything. So it's like, yes, we want to give each person credit where it's due. It's also truly a team effort. Okay, we do all this, and then what about the crowd watching? We have no one to perform it for. So literally, it's kind of, we are all in this together, you know. So right. It's just really humble to be like, oh my gosh, this is that. To no, I'm fully aware of the part that I am playing in such a magnificent coming together of. So it's just, like I said, humble to say the absolute least, humbling to say the least.
There we go. Now you all can hear me. Let's touch on a couple of the rumors and a couple of the things that I've been seeing on TikTok. Now, you know, everybody is making this big old fuss about Usher hugging Alicia, the way he hugged her. And we all know they was hugging on each other like that for weeks, okay? And I don't think that Swizz Beatz or Usher's girlfriend, who I hear is now his wife. I heard Usher
I heard they got married that day, like Super Bowl day.
I'm just, you know what? I just wonder, what do it take to be Usher girl? Because, you know, I just wonder what her qualities are, her personality is like for him to go ahead and marry that woman. But I've been, what kind of secrets, or what did you guys think about some of the rumors that you've been hearing? A lot of people have been talking about Jermaine Dupri and his outfit. And I'm not going to lie, I don't know why they did the shorts with them socks like that. I wasn't quite sure either when we was rehearsing and I was seeing the homie in his outfit. I was a little skeptical. And even Luda with the big old Balenciaga boots. I thought we was done with the big Balenciaga boots, but he had on the big old Balenciaga boots. So it was a couple of fashion things that I was laughing at. Edwin, what were some behind the scenes things like that you thought that you chuckled at a bit?
So a lot of it was when we started seeing the skates. We could see the skates. We could see, the color that they were actually going to wear. You know, how that royal blue, what we weren't supposed to wear, was going to show up on the screen. You know, once I could see that, then I could sort of see the bigger picture come together. We weren't going to see the bigger picture until the end day, but we saw a good bit of it beforehand. And for a while there, I'm used to, like I said, I did Shakira and J-Lo's stage. I helped put that together, and I helped put Rihanna's stage together. A lot of the rehearsing and things like that, you're not sure if the star is going to be wearing what they're supposed to be wearing. They could be wearing leggings and have their hair up or something. So you don't always get to see the full thing, or they might change their idea right at the end of the day, that I'm going to do something completely different. I think everything they chose was perfect. And I feel like their vision, their view, their statement piece, how they wanted to do it, it might not be what everybody wanted, but it's what they gave us, and I liked it. I really enjoyed the performance, being able to see it at home. I myself, I made sure I stayed in my placement wherever I was told to go. I made sure I was there. There were a lot of people there that were, on game day, they changed their whole mindset. They were going to go to a new place. They were going to go to the front of the stage. They were going to do this, that. I wanted to do a good job for Usher, and not only Usher, Apple Music, Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Alicia Keys, Jermaine Dupri. The list goes on. All of them, I wanted to do a good job for them. So if they knew I was supposed to be stationed in this one spot, I was at that one spot. Especially them roller skaters. People at that end stage where, nothing was really going on, the Lil Jon stage. But they had the skating going on in between, so there was still a show going on. Those girls needed help getting down, not getting down off the stage, but they had to take their boots off. They had to do that while everything was being filmed. So there were people around me that weren't around me on game day during rehearsals. So those people didn't know that these girls are about to kick their feet out, and then they're going to they had to take off their roller skates. And people looked at me like I was crazy. Well, I just didn't want them to get hit in the face with a roller skate, and I wanted to make sure that the girls that needed to get the roller skates off and off the stage were off the stage. So to me, I felt like I was half performer, half security, half I just wanted to make the show go right for everything.
Monet, I see you shaking your head. So would you agree with that? What was it like for you? Because like you said, on game day, and I think it kind of threw us off because they had that Sunday, they had it where a lot of people didn't have their credentials. So a lot of people missed that Sunday rehearsal. And so when they came back to that next rehearsal, they just went wherever they wanted to go. I'm like, wait, you wasn't here the other day. And like you said, game day was just people standing wherever, and they had that mindset, I just want to be on TV. I just want to be on TV, instead of not realizing that if you don't go to the place that we rehearse, you're going to mess up everybody else and where they supposed to be at. So I think for me, it was that Sunday when them 50 people wasn't there. It threw everything off for that next one. And it was just the free for all after that. What was it like for you, Monet? Because I know, especially by that Lil Jon stage, they changed the whole thing, because people were supposed to be on stage with Lil Jon, but they was acting crazy over there, pushing and shoving. I think somebody pushed Lil Jon. I couldn't imagine being the person that pushed Lil Jon. Could you imagine? So what was your experience, Monet?
I think that whole situation was just all over the place. Because at first they chose a bunch of people to be on stage. I was one of the people that they chose to be on stage the first time. And then that day that the 50 people wasn't there, they changed the whole thing and they chose different people. But of course, some of the people that was a part of the 50 people were part of the original people that was chosen for the Lil Jon stage. So when they came back, they're thinking I'm going to be on stage. So now it's way more people than it was originally supposed to be in the first place. And then it's just everybody was just pushing and shoving. I was just I'm glad they took everybody off stage, because it was a hassle. It was a hassle. And then one thing really, and so once they took everybody off stage, they put some people on the little steps. They got short people to sit on the steps. And what really shocked me, I couldn't believe it. I seen that. One of the directors or whatever, he told two girls to sit on the steps. And as soon as we was running to the play or whatever, he comes up and literally pulls one girl by her hair and shoves the other girl, mushes her off the steps. And they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "You shouldn't have been there." But he told them to be there. I was just in shock. I think your mic is off.
There we go. Yes, it was. I think it was a lot of confusion, like you said, on placement and things like that. Like you said, one day they have a group of people in one place and then switch it, and then those people will still feel like, well, you chose me first, and didn't want to accept the changes. A lot of people did not want to.
Nope.
And one day, that first day we were at the studio, didn't one of the cameramans, he got trampled. I heard he got trampled. That poor cameraman got trampled. And so it was very dangerous again, because you had those people there that was more worried about being seen than putting on a good show and it being a good show and not all this madness and chaos. I'm very grateful for my green section. We wasn't about that. It wasn't no pushing. It wasn't no shoving. I know a lot of people got on the bus and was like, people shoved me. And, it was just a whole bunch of negative energy and people just, just talking a whole bunch of negative crap that I'm not for all of that, and it was very sad to see that people was acting like that and making it a dangerous situation. Again, we had them cameramans there that first night. I heard that poor cameraman got trampled that first night we was there with them. AJ, what was your experience like?
I only heard a little bit. It did happen from, I think, what you told me the night of when we were walking back to the bus. I guess I'll throw some gratitude to the universe for being placed in such a relatively understanding and honest section or whatever else. Like I understand where their mindset is coming from. Everyone wants their moment. Just trust me. This experience taught me nothing else. Everyone wants their moment. So again, I understand it. Yes, sometimes when you just get that tunnel vision of this is mine, this is that, or whatever else, you kind of do lose out on the bigger picture, and you kind of, unintentionally kind of throw caution to the wind, depending on which way have you. So, that's really unfortunate to hear, because again, just like you said, you're not wanting to hurt artists, you're not wanting to hurt fellow people, you're not wanting to catch that ban from the NFL, So, it's just, I understand it in both ways. Like, I see it very dualistically. Like, yes, it's dangerous. Yes, you're frustrated that, hey, this is how we did it. Hey, blah, blah. And then you take this time for your moment. Okay, it's frustrating. You're out of place. You're kind of throwing this off. I get that. And in the same moment, we are working with fellow human beings. And it is just human nature. When you see an opportunity, this is your moment, especially if you don't think this is something that may come up again for whatever this what have you. I understand them taking their moment. So it's just kind of like, I hate that people got hurt. I'm glad that it wasn't worse than what it was. And as far as that I know, because again, I only know the limited amount that you told me, Gracie. As far as I know, everything else went off without a singe. So that's my experience there. Mike's muted.
For me, I'm very thankful that everything went out without a hitch. They had that celebration out in Kansas, and unfortunately, somebody thought that it was okay to go out there and do a shooting. And so I'm very fortunate that we all, like you said, had a very safe night. I don't know if you guys know, but out here, I think about 2 years ago, October 7th, 2 years ago, we had a mass shooting. They had a festival out here in Vegas, and the guy was, I believe, in Mandalay Bay, and he just started shooting out the window of Mandalay Bay and shooting these people that were leaving his concert. And so for me, I felt secure going in. I was very worried about us going out because of what we experienced in October 7th. And if I'm remembering correctly, October 7th is one of the highest mass shootings that has happened in the country. A lot of people were killed that day. And so it's very scary to think that, in a place like Vegas, we have one of the highest mass shootings, October 7th. And so I remember telling you, AJ, and you were like, what? They have a mass shooting? Like, yeah, that man shot out of his window at them people. So I was very worried about us. And I'm, again, very thankful that there wasn't a lot of things that happened out here. You know what I mean? It was a couple car accidents I seen, but for the most part, it was a very smooth night. And I'm just very thankful that we all made it home safely, especially hearing what happened out in Kansas. It's just very scary. And so, I just, to wrap it all up, like I said, I'm just very grateful that we all made it home safely that night, because it's some crazy people out here. And I know it's Vegas and we all, want to come out here and celebrate, but unfortunately, it's crazy people out here. So I just want to wrap it up with you guys real quick. And I just want to ask you one last question. I like to ask my guests when they come on, how would you encourage people to keep going? Because, you know, being an entrepreneur or being someone that's out there trying to chase a dream, it can be hard sometimes. I know for me, there's some days where bills are due, right? And I'm like, okay, am I gonna pay my bills, or I'm gonna keep this StreamYard going so we can continue to do this podcast? And there's a lot of naysayers, right, that'll try to knock you off and tell you that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, or because you ain't getting a certain amount of money, you shouldn't be doing this. So how do you encourage people to keep on going and living dreams in this time where it can be hard, right? A lot of times we go out here, like I said, we don't know how we're gonna pay our bills in this one. We don't know how we gonna be able to have somewhere to go out to these extra events. So Edwin, how do you encourage people to keep on going and keep on living their dreams despite their circumstances, or other people may say?
Okay, so my biggest, I want to follow up too with how you said about the safety and stuff of the stadium. Right before Usher started, right before our show started, I think there's video or somewhere that I was actually praying on the field. Right there when he was sitting in his throne, I was praying to make sure that everything I just wanted to make sure everything was fine that night. I'm not saying that my prayer got us through the whole night, but I know the power of prayer. And if there was anybody praying on that field, it was me, because I knew that it had to go off without any problems, you know, whether or not Usher was nervous like he said he was. I wanted to make sure everyone was fine and felt comfortable where we were. Not that we all felt that way, but I prayed that we would feel that way. With that being said, if you want to do things like this, save money, whether it's $25 a month, whether it's, so you just got to find ways to get your feet in. It doesn't matter if you have to, basically, like you said earlier, take time off of work. Hopefully it's paid time off, or even if it's not, you don't know what you're going to miss out on if you take a chance and just say, you know what, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to be able to do that this month. You don't know, something could change within that month, and that God has a purpose for everything. So if we were supposed to be doing that, that's what we did. And it might not be easy. And like AJ was saying earlier about transportation, if I would have known that about your transportation, I would have been taking you back to where you needed to be. Because I'm just that kind of person. Same with one of our other castmates, Lauren. I heard she was using Lyft a lot. Everyone was using Lyft a lot. Now that I know this, I will take this further within my career with whatever I do, if they allow me to do Fieldcast again. But I would love to I'll rent a bus. I'll rent a bus and get us all there so people don't have to worry about that. Because for me, the experience is one thing, but being able to be a part of that experience makes you who you are. So I really feel we were given this opportunity for the best of reasons to better ourselves. And it's not just so much for the performer, but for ourselves to believe in ourselves. So just basically save what you can, even if it's 5 cents, 25 cents. Save what you can, because eventually you're going to need it for something bigger. And it might not be big at the time, but when you need it, it's probably going to be something to help you along your way.
I definitely agree with that. You know, for me, you know, I felt bad because I'm in a situation right now where we're living with someone, and so hearing a couple different people's story, I wish I had the space to open up to others. But I tried to do what I can to those who needed the help, because I understood that this was a very big experience for everyone, and it took courage right? For us to send in our additions and to be a part of it. It was only 300 of us that got picked for this. And I think about, like you said, the people that chose, you know what, I know I gotta go to work, but I'm gonna call the day off. You know what I mean? I know I got kids, I got things like this, but I need to be a part of this experience. And for me, you know, like I said, I have a lot of people who think I should do the podcast, who think I should do the music and shouldn't do these different things because in the $1,000 bags and all these different things. But you know what? I've had the honor of being paid for my music. It was only gas money, but damn it, now I can say I'm a paid artist. I just published a book in October. It was gas money, but now I'm a paid artist. So you have to understand, like you said, God's blessings and be accepting of God's blessings, no matter how big or little, just to be that field. Like I told you guys, there are people who will never touch that grass. Do you understand me? They will never be on that field because it's a security that goes onto that field. There are people that will never be able to even enter the Allegiant Stadium. You have to pay for tours to go to that stadium. We have done things that people have on their bucket list. How many people want to be a part of the Super Bowl? And you got to do that, baby. Yeah, the pay may be what $11 and some change, but baby, I got to do some things that are people's bucket list, baby. I'm 31 years old and I didn't went to the Super Bowl. I didn't did more than go to the Super Bowl, baby. I was doing the halftime performance. Do you understand me? We have all had struggles and we have been a part of something great. And I just encourage people, like I said, to just go for it. Don't let nothing stop you, baby. Let nothing stop you. I know we got kids. I know we got jobs. We got people out there that don't support us. My cousin, he shot and killed himself. He was in a toxic relationship. Him and his girlfriend are dead. The day before he died, the last post he made was my post of me putting up my audition and me being chose. So I walked out on that stage on Super Bowl Sunday, baby.
He was with you.
Understand me? Because it meant something to me. And just like you, when you said fell on your mama's anniversary of her death, it was meant for us. The archangels put up there, and I said, let this time me. My nail broke, AJ, right? I had lost my little clip on my purse. It was all kinds of things going on, but I said, you know what, cuzzo, this you wanted me here. That was your last post, me doing it, and I won't let nothing stop me. I am here, baby, and I put in my 110, and you guys go 110, and I'm just so thankful. And I encourage everybody, let nothing stop you. I'm gonna let you, AJ, go ahead and just real quick, what was some of the things or how you felt about the safety of being in the stadium? And how would you encourage people to keep going too? I didn't went on a rampage. My bad, guys.
I would just say I'll tie them both into one. As far as just my experience in the stadium, stepping on the field, learning like how the field works, the fact that they rotate the fields out and the grass was prepared like 2 weeks in advance, or I think 2 years in advance, what I read on TikTok somewhere. So just knowing, like, again, the energy and investment and time that went on to the field, like, yeah, ain't anybody stepping on that. So just between that and the entire experience from audition or finding out about that to audition, approval, just the whole whatnot, I would say as far as don't give up. I mean, really, it's exactly that, and it's cliche. So I'll add some like references or like mental pictures. Like for my journey, it looked like, okay, well, I'm now leaving out in a day and change. Like I've been without my car for a couple months. Okay, well, how is this gonna work? Well, there are buses that are run. Okay, well, I've started a new job this upcoming week, actually, finally, after a while of searching. So in the meantime, the money sources that I've planned on have not panned out as of this moment the way I have. So I mean, I'm not just going to let something like money or this whatever stop me. So okay, what's my next option? I had family that, hey, of course we're going to help you get there. Okay, well, this, that, and the other. You know, like just finding places to stay, this, that, and the other. Like, it just, as many times as I felt the frustration, I'm like, hey, I'm just really feeling like this trip should be a lot more, you know, simple, or, you know, vacation or whatever than it is presenting itself to be. You know, it's just definitely all part of like the mental, you know, I guess improvements and what do I want to say? The mental, I guess, builders, for lack of better words, that I'm taking with me and using that to upgrade my life, you know? So I would say in terms of don't give up, I'd use it in this reference as a more so, no matter, have what you want it to look like, of course, and then keep space for what actually plays out. Because a lot of people will just nix the entire thing, say, oh, well, I think it has to look like this, but I have no way to do it, so just screw it. I'll just stay home, or I'll screw whatever. That's fine. And it may work out just like it is. For this experience, mine did not work out the way I thought it would have. And again, here I am sitting alive and well, so it's perfectly fine. You know, just during the time, it was, okay, I have what I'm expecting this to look like. I'm also going to hold space for as each day, as each moment, you know, is going through, accepting what actually is and all the emotions and the range and the thoughts that are coming with that. So it's just, that would be my thing, is when I say don't give up, it's take it out to the end, regardless of what happens, regardless of the outcome, and really focus on doing your best and being your best in each moment, and to seize as many moments as you can. Like, I actually was really thankful. I had a friend tell me before the show, he's like, you know, yeah, this may be Usher's halftime, but you've worked your behind off for this for years to get to this moment. So this is AJ's moment. Like, take this time to have your moment, you know? So that's kind of, I was like, I really can't find any anger in the people that decided to kind of jump on themselves to do whatever else. Because I'm like, I understand wanting your moment and going after that. So yeah, that would be my thing, is to not give up, is to have your vision and be okay simultaneously, you know, and it's difficult sometimes, but be okay simultaneously with whatever you do receive, because you can always make anything a blessing, anything. So
Absolutely. And I want to commend you, AJ, because, you know, I know, you know, you had some difficulties and you kept on going. And, you know, even in the area where you was at, you know, and I hope you don't mind me sharing your story, but, you know, I'm very, you know, again, humbled by someone like AJ, because in that area where you know, where I was dropping you off there, I know that's not a real safe area. You know what I mean? And I know the kind of people that hang out in that area. And so I was very worried for you, being in that area. But then again, very humble, because again, I understand how some of you guys came out here for this experience, and how you guys went through whatever it took to be a part of this experience. Someone like me who, you know, just got to drive a couple of minutes, or, you know, whatever. You know, I was humbled by y'all passion and by y'all dedication to be a part of this experience. And so, you know, I was again very thankful to meet you guys, because it showed me a different sense of this experience. You know what I mean? And again, you know, just to see people just going out here, just going off of faith. Right? Because that's what all of this was about. It's about being off of faith. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what was expected of us. We just came and showed up and did whatever was asked of us. And so I'm very grateful to have been able to meet people like you guys, to just be humbled. I needed to be humbled and understand that there are people out here that just are feeling the experience. And I'm grateful that you guys took the time out of your busy schedules. Again, you guys don't live out here at all. And so for you guys to take the time to put this together with me, I am so grateful, and I am so humbled to you guys for all that you had came out here and did. I'm so grateful that you guys were able to come out here and have an experience of a lifetime. You guys were able to make it home safely. I'm just very, very grateful to you guys. in this whole experience. And again, thankful to people like AJ who had a hard experience but didn't give up. Baby, you still came, you still showed up. Baby, if that bus didn't show up, that baby was walking. Do you hear me? That baby walked. On Sunday, that baby walked on Sunday until I came and got her. That's how dedicated she was to the cause and being a part of this experience. Do you understand me? And I'm grateful that you didn't give up. I'm grateful for everybody who didn't give up during those struggles. And it is because of people like us that encourage others who are going through hard times, like me, myself. I'm a single mother, okay? My water just went out. Bitch, I was looking like, I'm going to come pick you up. I don't know how I'm going to get gas afterwards, but baby, we going to be there on Sunday. I don't care. We going to be there on Sunday. And baby, we was there. Let nothing stop you. And I'm thankful for you guys for letting nothing stop you and being part of this wonderful experience. Monet, I'm going to wrap it up with you and just on the same question. What would you encourage people and how did you feel about your safety at the stadium?
I would say the safety was pretty fine because I was staying on the strip, and I was just taking basically like Ubers or like taxis to get there, so I didn't really have any like safety issues. And as far as like words of encouragement, I would just say, if you're in like a bad situation currently, you don't know how it's going to play out. You might end up in a way better situation down the line. So it's like, everything happens for a reason, basically. So it's like whatever you're going through now is probably to better you in a long run, basically. That's how I look at things.
Absolutely. We have went way over my time with you guys, but we have had such an incredible conversation. But before I let you guys go, I want you guys to tell everybody how we can follow you guys. I know you guys do a whole bunch of fantastic, amazing things. So I'm going to start with Edwin, then we'll go to Monet, then we'll go to AJ. And you guys just tell everybody who you are and how can we follow you and support you in all the great things that you do. Go ahead, Edwin.
Okay. Again, I'm Edwin. Wholehearted. My real nickname is Boo. So that's another reason that God placed me, my mom, however they did it, placed me in that field. My name is Boo. You can find me on Instagram at I am Edwin Michael, or just search for, Edwin Michael Vasquez, because that's who I am. And like I said, my family has always called me Boo, and it's just a blessing to be here with you three. And I really feel like what AJ said humbled me even more, because I never even thought like that. You might have something pre-thought in your head, and that's how you think it's going to be, but you need to leave room for how it's actually going to be. So I've learned a lot tonight, and I appreciate that, AJ, because I needed that word of wisdom from you. But yes, Edwin Michael Vasquez, you can find me. I'm in Harrisburg, PA, 7171, and we are Pennsylvania is a little different, but I'm proud to be a Pennsylvanian. And if any of y'all are ever out here and need a place to stay or need something to do, I'll take y'all to Hershey Park, or whatever you need. But I'm grateful to know all of you and be here.
Edwin, I need to know how you can send me some cheesesteaks, okay? Because we got some places, but I need that original. So you let me know, how.
But that's New York. You need New York cheesecake then.
No, I'm not cheesecake. The Philly cheesesteak, baby. I need a Philly cheesesteak. I need some meat, some peppers, some cheese whiz.
Okay, I'll figure it out. We'll freeze dry whatever we got.
Baby, freeze dry it. Okay, I know in California you can use your food stamps at like Pizza Hut. So let me know if they got a food stamp place. We can use my food stamps and get some get the Philly cheesesteak.
I'm gonna get you a cheesesteak from Philly, that's for sure. And if anything, if Usher watches this, please We gotta get her some a real cheesesteak from Philly. That's the first time I ever saw Usher was
Now,
in
let
the
me
streets.
ask you real quick. Do y'all use the cheese whiz on your Philly cheesesteak? What are the ingredients to a real Philly cheesesteak, baby?
Well, I can't give that answer only because I'm from Harrisburg and we're the capital, so it's a little different than Philly. Everyone thinks
Okay.
Philly or Pittsburgh is the capital, but Harrisburg is the capital. So I think they do use the cheese whiz from what you're saying, but I can't be. Don't take my word for it because I've never had to
Because they
do it.
don't do that out here. So I'm gonna have to tell them put that cheese whiz on there with that provolone and them peppers. Okay. Okay, Miss Monet, can you tell everybody where we can support you and follow you at, baby?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Monet's Royalty, and that's pretty much all I'll be on.
All right. And Miss AJ, how can we follow and support you, darling?
You can follow me on TikTok, preferably, because I'm way more active on that, and also IG at a Moist, that's MOIST _ the letter N _ Schlick, SCHLICK. It's a Fortnite video, or it's my Fortnite gamer tag. So.
Okay, I'm gonna have to text you for that because my daughter and my brother, they love the Fortnite. She playing on her Switch. My brother got the
Baby,
VR
let me
thing.
tell you, I've already planned. With the money we're getting back from this, I've already planned on getting me a new PS5. I've had it on the bucket list for forever. I'm like, you know what? From how well I handle this experience, I'm gonna treat myself to something nice. So like, I just got paid by the NFL to get me a new PS5.
I know that's right. And okay, so that's what. Okay, so I want to ask, what's better, the Xbox or the PS5? Because I like Call of Duty, so I'm more of an Xbox. The last one I had was the 360. Like I said, the kids play Fortnite. You know, you could play that on anything. So what's better, the Xbox or the PS5?
Really comes to preference. I've done both. Like I started on PlayStation. My mom, it was me and two siblings growing up, so electronics were far and few in between. But it started on PlayStation. When I headed to college, my ex at the time had Xbox, so I kind of vibe with that. I like the setup of the Xbox controller, like just how it's made. However, it really just comes down to personal preference. They both really are one and the same. Just some have this and this, and some like this, some are diehard, whatever else. So really, they're both the same. So pick what you like.
I think I'm an Xbox. I'm an Xbox fan. I like the PlayStation. My ex-husband, my son's father, my ex-husband, he had the PlayStation 5. And it was cool, but I didn't like how she was always repeating stuff and she was just slow and she was just annoying. I like my Xbox, he don't say nothing. He just do what I want him to do. He don't talk back. We got a good relationship. PS5, she just do too much talking. She just like Siri. Like I can't deal with her.
Oh, man.
I just want to thank you guys one more time before I let you guys go. I want to thank you guys so much for coming and doing this with me. It has been an absolute honor to, one, share the field with you guys, and to two, bring this together, because there's been a lot of rumors and everything else going on. And then also, too, did you guys hear that Alicia Keys may be pregnant? And that's why she had a little bump. I'm hoping she's pregnant, and then we just now pointing out her little fupa. Ladies, y'all know what the fupa is, right? But
hey, men got the fupa too. The men got the
you got the fupa too. I'm gonna hit some of them TikTok workouts. I've been seeing them TikTok workouts, and you only got to do so many reps. So I'm about to hit my TikTok workouts on my lunch break. But again, I thank you guys so much for taking the time to put this together with me. Again, we are all in all different parts of the country, so I appreciate y'all time. And when he came straight from work and jumped on here, so I appreciate you, baby. And I'm very thankful that I got to experience this with you guys. It was an incredible, epic experience. And I'm glad that all of you guys made it home safely and that you enjoyed your time out here in Vegas. And hopefully we get to see each other and connect and do different things. And again, I just appreciate you guys. And I'm very, very thankful for you guys. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. You guys, the Super Bowl Field Cast crew, baby. We did it. We was at the Super Bowl, y'all. Yes. You guys have an incredible. All right, we got the gear, baby. Y'all got your Usher cup and everything like that.
Babe, I got it
Oh, wait,
hanging
yeah,
up.
that's what I should have did. I should have turned around a long time ago.
Yes, that's right, Edwin. Yes. Thank you
No,
guys
but I do.
so
I'm
much.
I'm so appreciative of all of y'all. And anytime that anything would come up, even the next Super Bowl, like New Orleans, you know,
Yeah.
you can look that
I
up.
might have to
Whether
go
it's
out to
Dan,
that one. I don't know what the requirements is, but I'm gonna try to find out how to get down there to New Orleans, baby.
So-
Louisiana born right here. You best to
oh,
believe.
then we need to have a little
We
what
need
is
a
it called? We
powwow.
need to get
Y'all
back
know how
together
we can
again.
go to New Orleans, baby. Tax season is in March. I will go ahead and book my ticket now to be in New Orleans. So we got to figure that out, because I definitely want to be a part of that cast. I'm hoping, I tell this to everybody. If they're going to do it in New Orleans, I would hope, Lil Wayne do it. But you guys know that the artists pay to be a part of the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? They ain't getting these big old dollars to be a part of the Super Bowl. Usher's Super Bowl was one of the most watched. So shout outs to Usher, because Las Vegas Super Bowl was one of the most watched Super Bowls. But he paid to be in that Super Bowl. He had to pay to be in that. Artists pay to be in that Super Bowl. And so hopefully maybe like somebody like Lil Wayne can do it next year. But if we can all get together and make it to New Orleans, baby, I would love to see y'all again.
It was a great
Y'all
experience.
have
I'm glad
great,
to have met
great
you all.
night. I'm so glad to meet you all. And again, thank you all so much for doing this for me. You don't even understand how appreciative I am to you guys. I love you guys so much. Y'all have a great night, you guys. Y'all make sure y'all follow everybody. We will talk soon, you guys. Good night. I love you guys
Good
so
night.
much. The Field Cast, baby. We was at Super Bowl on the field, baby. Yes. Good night,
Congrats,
you
y'all.
guys. Yes, the Super Bowl field crew, you guys, absolutely amazing. They are some amazing people. I had an amazing experience. I still can't believe that my butt was on the field during Super Bowl. I have some more videos coming in, showing where I was at on the field. So I'll post that up for you guys. A few things that I want to remind you guys of, and I'm looking for my books. I don't see my books. Do you see a little tan little thing anywhere? But I want to encourage you guys to go ahead and make sure that you guys get your copy of the book Gracie Love. Is it in the chair anywhere? It's a brown manila folder that I brought in the house. I don't know where I set it at. But I want to encourage y'all to go ahead and get your copy of Cooking Quick Fix Meals, Cooking with Gracie Love. I want y'all to go on Amazon, get your copy of that. I also want to encourage you guys to go ahead and follow at Gracie Badass, also the Euphoria Hour. I'm going to be switching that up and changing that to Cooking with Gracie Love, so it'll all be about all the cooking things. And I'm just can't believe this. Is it on the couch? Maybe look in the chairs for me. I brought it in here. But anyways, so make sure you guys are following the Euphoria Hour right now, because it will be changing. So that way it is more focused on the Cooking with Gracie Love, which now I have the book. Thank you so much. And shout outs to Marvin. He's always looking out for a youngin. So shout out to Marvin Dickey. So cook Quick Fix Meals by Gracie Love. Make sure you guys go ahead and get your copy on Amazon. You guys can also get your copy from me as well. I still have some copies on hand, so go ahead and get those from me. Or you, like I said, can go on Amazon and go get Quick Fix Meals by your girl Gracie Love. Again, make sure that you're following Gracie Badass on Instagram, also following the Euphoria Hour on Instagram, because again, next month I'm going to be changing it to Cooking with Gracie Love, and it's going to be all about cooking. Okay, so make sure you guys are following at Gracie Badass, so that way you guys can tune in to the Suffering in Silence shows. And then make sure you guys are following the Euphoria Hour, because it's going to be switching to Cooking with Gracie Love, and it's going to be all about the cooking and different things that I'm doing with cooking and food reviews and just all those great and lovely things. And then you guys can also follow on Facebook at Gracie Love. So make sure you guys are doing that. Some things that are happening around us that I want you guys to know. Kansas had a shooting, mass shooting out there as they were celebrating their win. One is dead, 20 are injured. Very, very sad. And again, that is something that we talked about, being safe coming out of this Allegiant Stadium. Going inside, I felt very secure, but I was very worried about leaving afterwards, especially with us having October 7th about 2 years ago. I was just very worried. So I'm glad that we all made it home safely, and it just was a safe experience for the Super Bowl. But in that Kansas shooting, 1 dead, 20 injured. Also, Joel Osteen's church had a shooting. If you guys know the pastor, Joel Osteen, he does a lot of the, on TV, different kinds of on TV experiences where you can go and get the church experience on TV. But during the Spanish during their Spanish ceremony, they had a woman by the name of Janice Yvonne Moreno, 36 years old. A mother came into the church during the Spanish section, during the Spanish ceremony of the church. Her child, I don't know, I'm guessing it was her child, but there was a child shot in the head. The baby lost his frontal brain lobe, survived, but is suffering from losing the frontal brain lobe, all because of Janice Yvonne Moreno, 36 years old, walked in with a semi-automatic rifle and shot up the Spanish session of the Joel Osteen's church. Very sad. Again, as of right now, only reported that little baby, he lost his frontal brain lobes. And according to reports, the woman, Janice Yvonne Moreno, who's 36 years old, suffered some kind of a mental illness, schizophrenia. So the parents are saying, if she had been on her medication that day, maybe things would have went different. But as of right now, that little baby was 7 years old, and he is now going to have to spend the rest of his life trying to adjust, losing the frontal brain lobes, which is very important to most of what we do and how we move and how we live. Also, like we mentioned, the Super Bowl 58 was the most watched Super Bowl with over 123 million views. So shout outs to Usher and making the Super Bowl the most watched. And shout out to the field crew, because we added to that, because it was people who only watched the Super Bowl because they knew I was going to be on it. So I'm sure that there was people who only watched the Super Bowl to see their family or friends on there. So Super Bowl 58 was the most watched Super Bowl to be recorded right now, with over 123 million people. And I think it's really funny because Super Bowl 58, the Roman numerals is LV and then I, 3 I's. And so I think that that's very cute that it was LV and then it was here in Las Vegas. I think that that was a symbol that it should have been here in Las Vegas because of how the Roman numerals spell out the word 58. Also, what's going on around us? Monica, y'all know Monica, right? The singer Monica. She is going on tour with Nicki Minaj. So all of you guys that are going to see Nicki Minaj on tour, you guys will be seeing Monica. And from what I've seen, Monica is very excited. And she went on to say that, you know, she's very grateful for Nicki, because some people, they act like they forget, and it feels good to not be forgotten. That was what Monica said during one of the interviews when she reported that she would be on tour with Nicki. And I agree with that. Don't we forget sometimes about those old school artists who we looked up to and who gave us some kind of a good feeling back in the day, and now we kind of forget that they started that. And so it's good to see Nicki, that Nicki is showing love to Monica, and that they will be on tour together. Hopefully I can win some tickets to that. Did you guys also hear about the Oklahoma City country music station that they won't play Beyonce? Local Oklahoma radio station KYKC, they sent out an email to a local out in Oklahoma by the name of Justin and said, we do not play Beyonce on KYKC as we are a country music station. Right? What? You're not gonna play Beyonce's new country music? What about Kelly? Not Kelly, excuse me, K Michelle. She's been doing a lot of country music. Also Braylon, he's also a Black country artist. So there are a few Black country artists who have already been in the game. And not to discredit Beyonce and anything that she's doing, but there are other Black country artists who have been doing their thing for a long time, and so they should also be celebrated just as well as Beyonce. And shame on KYKC for not playing Beyonce's new track. But they also responded saying that we are big Beyonce fans and really hope she does well. They also said that that is a general reply that Justin got, saying that, you know, we are a country music station, we don't play Beyonce. They saying that that's a general response, and that any artist that somebody would request, that is a general response that they would give to that person requesting somebody who is not a country music artist. But they said we are really big Beyonce fans and really hope she does well. They said that, again, that it is a general response reply, that they don't play artists who aren't country artists, but says that the other station, KXFC, is playing her song and that they hope to add her to the other country stations. Also,
Maze, if you're well too. Maze, Frankie Beverly.
And Maze and Frankie Beverly, they are going on tour, so you guys can catch Maze and Frankie Beverly. Also, shout outs to SZA. Her album SOS has been on the Billboard charts for over a year now. So shout outs to SZA, because she's been doing her thing, and it is incredible to see her on the charts so long. And also, did you guys hear that Nelly lost his tooth a little bit before the Super Bowl game? Yes, Nelly was toothless a little bit before Super Bowl. He gave Ashanti a call and she couldn't help but laugh at how he had got himself in such a predicament. So you guys can see her laughing at him as he calls her to tell her that he had lost his tooth over the Super Bowl weekend. So those are some of the things that are happening around us. Again, I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in this Saturday. Thank you so much to the field crew for joining me and sharing their experience and sharing our experience on what happened during the Super Bowl. I'm just very, very grateful for all the love and support, and just everybody that took the chance and took the journey to be a part of the Super Bowl experience. Shout outs to you guys. I'm very grateful again to AJ, Edwin, Monet for joining me this evening and putting together this very, very special episode of Suffering in Silence. I performed at the Super Bowl halftime, you guys. I was on the field and it was absolutely incredible. And I just encourage you guys to just chase your dreams. Let nothing stop you. Let no one or tell you that you're not where you're supposed to be, because only God knows where you're supposed to be. God puts us in places, and sometimes we don't understand, but baby, you just have to accept that you are where you are because God needs you to be there in that time. He needs you to learn something. He needs you to take away something from that situation so you can be better in the future. So I love you guys. I want to leave you guys with some music. Shout out to 21 Pills. We got a lot of good things coming together, and I'm just so thankful for him and his patience with me and all the craziness that has been going on. So shout out to 21 Pills. I'm going to leave you with Same Difference by me and 21 Pills. You guys just stay tuned for all the incredible things that are coming on. Again, make sure that you guys get your copy of Quick Fix Meals by me, your girl Gracie Love. You can get it on Amazon, or you can from me. Just hit me up. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to my girls. So this is Same different, guys. 4 hour on Instagram. Those you for you on Facebook. Love on Facebook.
When did you turn to a landmine? You're blowing me up every damn time. I take a step, it's a damn shame. You should have done right when you had me. So now you want me back in your life. How many times have you tried? Even if I really, really wanted to, I can't get over the line. And my friends telling me that I deserve someone better than you. So I hear you talking, but don't know if you're telling the truth.
Ooh, you say we can never be how we came. If you don't see me the same, I'm saying I'm not the blame. So why is it we see it so differently? And I'm missing you. Are you missing me?
What do you mean, no? I thought we was on a break like spring, no. I can easily blame it on opinion, but I really thought we split clean, so how did I be the one that you can't trust? Yeah, they try, baby, I'd never cheat once. It was I who said we need to fix this. It was I who decided to break up, but now I need you back in my life. So what if this would be the third time? Why you always listening to them? Your best friend don't even got a man. I only want your love. The other girls don't even got a chance. You won't be dumb, dumb, dumb. You'll just be my baby again.
We can never be how we came. 'Cause I don't see you the same. You're saying you're not the blame. So why is it we see it so differently? I'm not missing you like you're missing me. So you don't need to laugh, so I will feel if I take you